I mean, you could already see part of the feature in the leaks channel because, you know, the fireworks. But it does have something extra. At a big truck in the tow trucker team, honestly, that was something I've been looking into. Uh, can't say anything about it just yet. It's just something I've been thinking of. Will every car have a name since the new one has Aurora written on it? So it's we're in the process of assigning some vehicles with fictional company names, but I don't want it to be like, yo, instead of Ford, it's yeah, board or something, and then just plaster that all over the car and the title of the car. And no, we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to make it so when necessary, like when the actual company text is displayed on the vehicle, we change it for a fictional name. Minor details like that. I'm not looking at whole name changes. I know it's been talked around a lot about changing some of the naming scheme of cars. So it's simple. It highlights key, unique differences, visual ones between each car. I like it. We got 1 minute left. Do you make some changes, updates, thinking about the roleplay community? Honestly, for the past couple of updates, most things have been more geared towards the roleplay community. You've had the sleep emote, well, the holster emote. You've had the television with the VHS tapes. You've had some new props pertaining to like roleplay, like the dice. You know, some regular props as well, like the money rack and all that. It's been good, but I do plan to add more. Yeah. What's happening in MPs? There's nothing happening in MPs. I don't know what are you guys talking about? How much do they cost? The one of the crafter team is like something, and then the other one a car dealer is something. I honestly don't remember. I can't tell you. Okay, let me go ahead and make a global message here. 3 minutes. Save all cars. Nope, save all items. Just making a global message now. Three minutes. Okay. See some more questions. Will you ever add like more things paint to the paint to make you kind of have like trails or shoot a trail or something like you mean like tracer rounds? It's actually an idea I haven't really heard much of. Gun customization and vehicle customization is always something I've been looking into. Um Lag is just mainly the issue with stuff like that. Replace motel with different plot because motel sucks. Honestly, the motels they're just out of the way. Most people don't use them just because they're not really in the middle of the city, which makes sense. You should make it so the lower your health, the more bloody/red your screen is. If maybe if it's subtle, but visual clutter is something I don't want to introduce into the game. No, I'm not making an event who collects the most snowballs. Let me go ahead and just give these guys a final warning. Am I gonna buff/nerf guns right now? There's no gun changes. I'm pretty happy with most of where the weapons are situated right now. You know, even though the SKS is a two-shot headshot, I'm not seeing much of it, which makes sense. It's more of like a scouting rifle, more for long-range combat, because like 90% of anomic engagements are short range. That's why the combat shotgun is used so much. So I will not be adding snipers. No, it's literally the first entry in the won't add list. Can you give me admin? No. Well, the all right and Stoplovan will be. So you might want to turn your attention to the info for illiterates channel. That might be very helpful. Okay, let me give these guys just a final warning here. Discord actually blocks webhooks from Roblox games. So integrating Discord, unless it's like a bot or something, like something that's not a webhook, that's not really possible. Yes, I actually do have the patch notes ready. I do actually have them. Remember, it's not a huge update. Mostly just the event items with some bug fixes here and there. And let me go ahead and turn this off. I think everything is working. All right, let's go ahead and publish this. All right. Any info on the fire truck? Anything like that would probably be its own separate team, and we're not adding a fire department team this update, so no. Will you ever do a player event like MC Live where there's like 3 event cars? No, because, well, for 2 reasons. One, that's just 3 additional event cars each update tomorrow, 2 of which won't even be accepted. And 2, Minecraft completely failed theirs, and considering they're a very large game, I don't think we could do much better. Make colors invert when you're low. I'm not sure that's a good idea. All right, here we go. Restarting servers. I disabled the auto kicks, so if this blows up, I'm gonna be very disappointed. What team is new events? Car dealer, advanced car dealer, and crafter. Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and add the patch notes. There we go. Le patch note. Le patch note. So you go ahead and turn your attention to announcements. We have the 2 new event items: the Grand Plan Sedan, which is actually its own separate model. It wasn't a reskin off of anything. You compare it to the sedan or the sedan facelift, they're completely different. And we also have the PWFC VHS tape, and that's the one on the crafter team. We also have some just new prop, diner stole, very minor change. We added the 2 new paintings from the fan art contest to the painting large. We also fixed some items of the sprayer and paint thinner. Actually, I misspelled that. Fixed audio volume fall off. Some bug fixes, some of the major ones. We fixed mute player audios to where it doesn't mute your own audios anymore. We also fixed shooting from outside a plot, not hitting the players inside, and just a small change when deploying fireworks as or when driving a patriotic pickup, from the trunk and all that. It was supposed to do it continuously, but it kind of did it in intervals, stuff like that, just to make it more smoother. There's also a new setting called Disable Snowfall, which is just a visual cosmetic change only, just to help you get like less lag. But snow piles and all that will still spawn. You could still check if it is currently snowing because the clouds still cover most of the sky when it is snowing. All right, so I guess I should share my screen. Let's see. All right. I know there's going to be a screen share limit, but just get in as soon as you can, I guess. So let's go ahead and try out this. Oh boy, I can already see there's the new cars over there. So let's get a television out. Get a table, television. Let's get our new VHS tape, the PWFC VHS tape. It's called Players with Filthy Characters. Published by Christopher Miller on November 16th, 1990. If you know, you know. Let's go ahead and play it. So there is no sound because I tried to upload the sound file. I got copyrighted immediately. But yes, Players with Filthy Characters, direct spinoff of Angels with Filthy Souls, Home Alone. You know, Home Alone was released November 16, 1990. You know the deal. Okay. This is is the first VHS tape that actually uses videos instead of just a GIF image. So it's about minute 30 long, as opposed to the Blood Moon VHS tape, which is just like 2 seconds long. But otherwise, let's check out the other event item. Let's see. So the Grand Plan Sedan is the name of the new item, and it works a little bit differently than the Patriotic Pickup. And let me demonstrate that for you. Oh, I gotta unlock it. Okay. First of all, if you wanted to, yeah, let's just allow him to drive it. You could go ahead and hop in the trunk, as you see there. So you are able to just go ahead and pop right in the trunk. Actually, hold on. I gotta TP away because I have the entire server following me. So right here, you can see it's loaded with fireboxes. If you press E, you'll go ahead and be sleeping. So the sleepy mode's back. The gray squares, that's just a visual bug. I'll fix it in a few hours anyway. Let's see. So if we load ourselves some firework kits and go right here. Now, the difference between the Grand Plan Sedan and the Patriotic Pickup is there is no option to manually light the fireworks. The way you light the fireworks is a bit different. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that for you. You can see that this vehicle only has 1,000 HP, which is the same as the regular sedan and actually less than the facelift. But there's a reason for that, and here's why. When you explode the vehicle, all of the fireworks go off at once. So just think of it as a massive car bomb. And you could be stacking multiple of these Grand Plan sedans to just create the ultimate car bomb firework. Let's go ahead here. Let's see. Open that. Open that. Let's go ahead here. All right, let's light this up. Hold on, actually, that's a good idea. Let me go ahead and give everyone a firework kit. That's not a good idea. Wait, no, just the new beginnings one. Oh, I got it. Damn. Whoops. Okay, I'll just go ahead and rejoin. One sec. If you're wondering why the event items haven't transferred to your event inventory yet, like the early ones, go to the info for illiterates channel. They don't they're wondering why I can't add mobile support. Well, it's not a matter of can't, it's just a matter of all the mobile support players suck. I mean, let's be honest here. Roleplay, probably, yeah. I mean, ERLC, I believe, has mobile support, right? Yeah, I think they do. But combat, they're not gonna have a chance in combat. It's not like I could put aim assist on the guns for mobile only, because that would just be abused for PC. You know, you have emulators, you have several other different software programs. Trash bags were fixed to be ignored by bullets. Car wrecks and bushes I'll be looking into. Actually, let me go ahead and... yeah, you're right. Let me go ahead and add that to the patch notes, where the Grand Plan Sedan, to light them, you have to blow it up. Hold on. Yeah. There we go. Added to patch notes. Add tanks that can't shoot? Well, you could already kind of do that with plots. Let's make a new post New Year's 2 out of 2 fixes. All right. As always, if you see any bugs, please send a video, not an image. Image is okay, but a video is so much better. And then post it in bug report, and I'll get to it right away. I know the gray boxes. I will be editing the collisions for the trunk. Just make it easier, I guess. Yeah, the gray boxes, don't worry. That's just the hitbox for the firework. I made that change last minute because you couldn't actually like click on the fireworks from outside the trunk. You had to position your camera inside. Let's see. We're planning on adding a tow truck that could tow heavy vehicles. Yeah, I addressed that already. It's been discussed. Nothing confirmed. Okay, where is... I don't think there's any game-breaking bugs, is there? Not like last time where you couldn't store anything. I think it's just those boxes and maybe the trunk, right? Will there be an update to the police team? I'd like to see run as you don't get anything for arresting players. Being Cubs kind of useless. Really, the only way to update the police team in a way that could combat raiders and all that is a taser, and we're not adding a taser. So, well, the reason we're not adding a taser is because that's just, I don't want to add stuns in ANOMIC. Damage is enough. You know, having a stun mechanic, it wouldn't be pleasant for the victim or the person getting tased. Mods ban him? Yo, you're right, honestly. You're so right. Actually, if I ever do... actually, I don't even need permission to add this. I'm just gonna blacklist the users whoever suggested mobile support, and then blacklist them from using mobile support. How is painting the Grand Plan sedan? Is there any parts we're missing? Do you ever make a Lux event? What is? I'm not sure what that is. Slower moving on low health is a feature that was talked about for about 5 seconds and then immediately shut down, because that would be ass. Luxury event car. Technically, I don't think this car is in a luxury car. The Grand Plan sedan's real life model is the. Let me just give you a Wikipedia page. It's this one, and not the newer version. I'm talking about the one that lasted from 1975 to 1978. So everyone asking how to light the fireworks, please go to the patch notes. It's like right there. It's like the third, fifth line. Yes, that is the new. It's the real life model of the new car. And again, not the current one, the one that was from 1975 to 1978. Also, shooting is disabled while you're in the trunk for obvious reasons. Make the prop limit higher? No. I did a test with bumping up the non-Game Pass to 200 and the Game Pass to 500. That was the worst decision because you would hit the data cap so fast. When you get in the trunk, the model breaks, send a video and send in bug report. Oh, we do have a glitch. Uh, Tell J Trump to press F9. It's probably just his computer didn't load the videos. Bug reports. Let's go over bug reports, actually. I want delete event cars. Someone made a Yugus anthem. Oh, hell no. This is beautiful. All right. Let's see. Trust trading. Uh, Tell J Trump to just look for red text and then screenshot and then send it to me. Or you could just try putting the VHS tape out and in again. If you wanted to, yeah, let's just allow him to drive it. You could go ahead if you wanted to. Yeah, so the only reason the unable to load VHS message is there is because of Roblox. Roblox has a hard limit on playing videos where it's only 2 allowed on the client at any given time. So if you have 3 television screens and all trying to play the tape, it won't play the third one. Or additionally, if you have someone nearby, which is within 50 studs, also playing the VHS tape, and you try and load 2 of your own, it'll also error. Not error, it just get a no signal and it won't play. I wish Roblox could support more than 2 because just having 2 is kind of bad. Sure. By the way, so I know some people left, but this is quite an important announcement, so I want you guys to listen up. So tomorrow we'll be releasing applications for helper status. Now this is let me give you something. So this is not admin, this is not moderator, but being a helper will increase your chances of being an admin from like 0% to however many percent. And that is opening tomorrow. I don't know what time specifically. The applications are still being made. But um it's basically we'll be using that as a new system. We'll be hiring admins from prominent helpers. So if you're not a helper, don't expect to get admin. Just keep that in mind. So when the applications are released tomorrow, go ahead and fill those out. Obviously, you know the rules, no AI, no GPT. Actually fill them out like you mean it, like you actually want to be a helper. We'll pick the best of the best. We're looking for not a lot. I'm not going to say a specific number that we're looking for of helpers just yet, but just keep in mind we're not hiring like 20, right? What will helpers do? Basically, it's a limited version. It's a limited version of the admin in game, and what you'll be doing primarily is like going over reports, doing repeals, stuff like that. And once you've shown that you are dedicated, um to the cause, then we'll pick the best of the best, go from there, hire them as admins, demote some helpers if they're uncooperative or unfit for the job. Um, and another thing I need to disclose, helpers is a volunteer. You do not get paid. However, admins, if they're active, they do get paid. So just, give it your best. Remember, a helper is not an admin. There's not really a moderator status in game. It's just admin to helper. But like I said, we'll be picking from the most prominent members and promoting them to admin, and everyone else, they may stay helper, they may be demoted. Let the, whatever happens, happens. Kind of like trial mod, basically. It's kind of like trial mod, but you're going over like actually I have no idea what the difference is. Just think of it as trial mod, basically. So yeah, there's that announcement. Remember, that'll be released tomorrow. So just look up in the announcements channel. Actually, a good way to put it, helpers like an internship to like and the admin would be like the employment job, sort of like that. Internship, apprenticeship, whatever. How do you know who's the best? Well, we'll take a look at everyone's and their status and how many reports they've done, how active they are with the community, what their tone is, like how helpful sounding they are. We want people who are, we want to introduce people who are friendly, who will not be biased to half of the reports. Understand rules, regulations, guidelines, all that. Just be able to adapt to different situations. I mean, you know the deal, right? How active do helpers need to be? We're thinking of having some sort of quota, but obviously that's not finalized. So you'll get more information on that tomorrow. How long will it take to become admin? However long it needs to be. But, don't expect to be a helper and then immediately promoted to admin within like a day. That's not going to happen. Public staff application in Q1 2024. That's basically what we're going for. Mind if I have a rather long topic about said topic? Yeah, sure. It's going to have to be in several hours though, because I'm going to hop off pretty soon after this for a couple hours. If you're wondering about this, the Christmas hat and how that'll be available after the event ends, there will be a debounce on it. So you won't just be able to equip it every time you spawn and have free 10% head damage reduction. Because even if it's 10%, that is still broken. Like you could survive another shot from the AK to the head. You could survive another shot from the SKS. You could survive another shot from a whole lot of things. I won't disclose what the debounce is yet because frankly I haven't decided. But there will be some sort of equip debounce, yes. Okay, about the new update, will you add trunk opening mechanics to other cars, especially like van and pickups? So the trunk was actually a pretty interesting challenge to do because it's a moving part on a car. And initially I wanted it to have a smooth movement, but every time I may be an okay scripter, but I am just dog water at Roblox physics. I could not for the life of me get a trunk to move smoothly. Every time I did it, it would just move the entire car, and you would press the button to open the trunk, and the entire car would flip over. So, yeah, I don't know how Roblox physics works. you need prior experience to be in the application. You'll get more information on that tomorrow. I need to have a talk with Zal on that. For bans, just go to the ban appeals thread or forum. That's what I made that for. Also, I keep seeing people put ban appeals and false report appeals. I mentioned it like 6 different times in the forum that this is not ban appeals, this is false report appeals. I don't know why people still keep doing that. Use the hinge and it could be a server and go to a set location. See, I didn't even think of that. I was trying to use welds, weld constraints, a motor 6D. I couldn't for the life of me get that. A hinge probably would work. But to answer your original question about or actually MMK's original question about adding trunks to other vehicles, probably not, because that requires, going through every single vehicle and making it openable. And unless it has a specific function, like the Grand Plan sedan, it it holds fireworks, it holds people, whatever. There's really no need for other cars to have opening trunks. What is the New Year's update schedule after the event finished? Do you plan it? Well, I mean, New Year, the whole winter event, Christmas event, New Year's event, whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it winter event. That all ends on the 20th. So you have 7 days to get your event items, get the snow globe prop. I'm assuming most of you had it, but also get the dice prop, which is one of the main reasons we extended it in the first place, because 713 snowballs is quite a lot. So I wanted to give players more time to be able to get the dice container. Is it safe to put event items in your bank or stuff? Yeah, that's safe. Event items in your bank will automatically also transfer to your event inventory once the event is finished. Do you like answering questions? Do you hate them a bit because so many questions? Answering questions is good. What I dislike is people asking the same exact ones. And I understand if it's different people, but if it's the same person and I've already addressed it, that does kind of get a little bit annoying. Pay for each slot for the bank. That's just pay to use. I'm not trying to do that. Like I'm not trying to add more monetization to the game. The only reason, like I said before, the only reason why I had the advanced building game pass is because there was literally no way to have everyone have 300 prop limit. That would, one, lag the server, and two, reach the data cap quite easily. We get new advanced and normal props in the next updates. Yeah. You got one regular prop for this update. That's the diner stool, but there are several more regular and advanced props coming on both the 20th, and we have some planned for later dates as well. It should go without saying that the next update would be the Valentine's Day update. So after the 20th, you would make you get your Valentine's, because that's actually a month and 1 day away from today. I believe it's February 14th. So, oh damn, she just got demoted. Oh, former staff. Add Q because of sphere. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Data cap is 4 megabytes. That's the one that Roblox sets on data stores. There are limited amount of items you can have in your event inventory. Yes, it's I think 120. Yeah. No, I definitely understand how 4 megabytes is low, but it is Roblox and they have millions of games. Actually, billions, considering every account also makes their own game upon registering. So, like 2 billion plus games at least, because players can make more than one game and all that. Will the VHS item go to event storage? Of course, it's an event item. You know, there's a gun in the trunk of the car. I was trying to like make it so you could put in crates or firework or a person in the trunk, but like that's too much for one vehicle. Can you say in your own words what is prop blocking? Well, I was the one who made that rule, so no, well, not made that rule. I just wrote it in the dev forum post. Prop blocking is when you block a public area, so like an apartment, staircase, um, some other things that deny players access to a certain spot. Someone else's plot. So if you just spam a bunch of walls into some dude's poor shop one plot, that's also prop blocking. Or it's your mailbox, because deliverance can't deliver to your plot if you block it. Now I would have said before that it also blocks your name, but you could just press Y or Q on the plot to see who it is anyway. Now what's not prop blocking is blocking your own doors. No, if you're a mayor and you're blocking your own doors and players can't get to you, that doesn't fall under prop blocking. That's mayor abuse. That's a different offense. 4 megabytes per game. It's 4 megabytes per data store. And technically there's no limit on data stores, but you really don't want to go over like the amount of players the game currently has. Because Data Store 2 uses a data store for each player. And even then, that's kind of iffy. Will you add empty boxes that we could store some items inside to transport with the car, which we're using for deliveries? Unless you're putting the same item in a crate, that would very much complicate how crates work. Because if you could store multiple items, different items, in one crate, that could be complicated real fast. Can you add trading? No. Do you plan on increasing inventory limit for the Game Pass? I just did, like 2 weeks ago. I added +5 to the bank. I would hope trading is already implemented into the game. That would be quite sad if it wasn't. Okay, let's see bug reports. Hold on. Oh, we got 3 new. Power up invisible road. What the shit? Okay. Did I just forget to? No, that's here. That's here. I don't. You must be not loading for you or something, because that section of road is here. Waddle brakes, yeah. I fixed the vehicle stun, the permasit. What about vehicles not moving when you enter during a lag spike? Yeah, that's due to a wait function. I guess I could try and fix it. Yeah, that should be able to be fixed. Plan on adding melee. Besides the ones already in game, like the baton, there's really no other reason to add melees, because they are just inferior. If you unload and reload a plot to keep printers from being able to be destroyed or lockpick, can you be banned for that? Well, it depends, but most likely that could fall under printer base. No, there's a reason there's only displays. Hmm. Okay. For the next update, event items, previous event ones will never be returned uh officially in the shop. Once they're gone, they can only be obtained via players. Similar to this Christmas event vehicles. You know, I didn't bring back the reindeer van or some of the other ones. Is Print Glitch bannable? No, but I've been debating whether or not to patch it. I probably will at some point. What is the modern legacy tabs and settings? Uh, well, it's mostly now just like if you're stuck when you try and press E on something and it acts like you're interacting with a player, just go to that setting, turn on legacy, then turn it back to modern, and that'll fix it. Custom paintings, you know, that's been suggested a lot. The reason I'm not going to be adding custom paintings is two reasons. For one, sprays are a thing, and I know they don't save for a plot, but they are a custom image. And two, you can imagine what kind of things people would do with a savable, customizable image. What about the stock model of the reindeer van? Uh Honestly, that whole thing needs a complete remodel. That model sucks. It looks terrible. It looks like a neutral face emoji. Like you've seen how we've been adding new cars or you know, remodeling old ones. That's definitely one of the ones that's got to get remodeled. Any updates you could talk about when it comes to trucker team? I don't really have much of updates planned for it. There's always the discussion of like, you know, relying the economy on truckers, like bringing stuff to plots, but that just doesn't fit ANOMIC, so that won't be added. Who made the tape? Two people, Chili and I. Is the grand plan an event? There's no quest. It's just the event item. Will there be an event gun? No. No. There's pretty obvious reasons why we're not going to be adding a permanent event gun. Technically, there is one, but that's only for event winners of certain events, and not just every event. Were you considering to add a credit scene at the end? No. Paintings don't have credits, so you make a modification option. Vehicle customization is also another thing that's been heavily suggested. Um, I don't have an answer. Like it's been brought up many times, but due to how the system works, it's quite difficult to have customization. And plus, you know, you need to edit it for every car and whatnot. I'm not saying that's unfeasible. I'm just saying there are other things that have a better priority. What are you planning after Valentine? Some other things. I'm not gonna be talking about that just yet. Why'd you move crate buying for event cars? Because of multiple glitches with that display cases and the fact that you know, they shouldn't be bought in bulk. What am I planning in 2026? So we're gonna be recreating GTA 6 and Anomic, full on with both protagonists. If you saw the trailer about the alligator going into the convenience store, that'll also be being added to Anomic as well. Unfortunately, due to the size and the level of detail and graphics, the game will be running at 17 FPS on an RTX 3090. So, unfortunately, that is just the reality, and you just got to get a better computer. I don't know what else to tell you. All event items, oh, well, I should say, all upcoming event items will be event items on January 20th. Do I actually listen to Bug Report? I've been checking that every few minutes. Will there be any changes made to the cab driver team? Um, there's not really a good way to fix the core mechanics of the cab driver team, considering even car dealers are almost getting out of business now because of event cars. Oh yeah, tell Patrick to upload the full version. Chili. Debounce on event cars. Uh, like spawning them? I'm not. What do you mean? Will I add more guns for the some of the government teams? Some changes are in order. Vehicle customization is not just fitting anomic. Only thing I suggest custom made wheels and blender. Yeah, wheels are also something that needs to be looked at. I will not be. Uh, the reason why there's way too many suggestions, and two, it's just too much clutter. Like it's more convenient to just have all the suggestions. There's way too many suggestions, and two, and much. Uh, the reason why also something that needs to be looked at. I will not be. Uh, the reason why uh tow truck detection is something that is very difficult to like execute because how would you check if a vehicle is stuck? First of all, how would you programmatically check if a vehicle is stuck? Let's see. Sign glitching was passed, so not passed, patched. Yeah, expansions will be made to the report system. But first we need to do some extra things in order to just refine the current iteration of the report system. Because I've said this before in general chat, but if you don't know, we have like over 2,000, probably 2,500 around that open reports within the last like week, and we've only done about 900. So that's mainly what the helper apps are for. Trading through alt, store more event cars allowed. Yeah. I mean, we can't really enforce that anyway. So even if it was bannable, there's nothing we can really do. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's way too many questions here. Gifting game passes? Probably not. I don't know. No, I don't have an answer to that. Gun achievements? I've never played GTA, ironically, so I don't know what a gun achievement is. Batons do melee damage? Maybe, maybe not. Probably the baton, though. Super, I'm not reading all that. I'm sorry. Like, resizable props is something that I do intend to include in the building revamp, especially with things like the wall, the neon cube, some other props. like the sphere or something like that. Obviously, there will be limitations to where you can't like make a planet-sized prop, but realistically, it should be within a building revamp update. What about the SWAT truck? What do you mean? What about the SWAT truck? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is there going to be more jobs in the game? Well, Cook Team's been mentioned for about half a year now. You should take a break for like a minute. Probably. Anger meter for new players. I should have that as a Discord role. Reputation for limited items. What do you mean by reputation? Best dev? I wouldn't say that. Create quests. See, given that Anomic's core gameplay loop is player interaction, having quests like that, and I've learned this a lot from the Snowplow quest too, having isolated quests like that is not really healthy for the game. Although the selling quest, it's still in general, like, this is not a quest game. This is a dark RP game. This is a GTA ripoff, I guess. Gun attachments, that's another thing that's been talked about, but no progress has been made. Who owns the game? Not me. Mar or Mudslinger, Ticklexia. You guys know the story. And if you don't, have someone else explain it to you. Modernized Anomic itself? No, this is 1992 we're talking about here. Perfectly aligned props. Yeah, we're gonna the building revamp will be having like a snap to side thing, hopefully snap to side, but it will definitely have things like movement arrows and whatnot. But I know people have been talking about a grid system, and I said this before, I'll say it again. Due to the size of the props in Anomic right now, it is impossible to have a grid system because instead of like clean prop sizes, like a counter is 5 studs wide or whatever, no, it's like a 3.7442. There's no way to make a grid system out of that because everything is just there's no standard for sizes. There's not even a standard for the plot size of like plots or garages. They're also like 20 point whatever. It's always a decimal. Make something so event slaps job vehicles aren't 99% of what you see on the street. Patching duping would be the solution to that. I actually am the best dev. Maybe of Anomic. Other games, no. Absolutely not. What about Anomic V2? Dead. Dead as hell. Discontinued. The only change I'll be making that's related to V2 pretty soon is having game passes from V2 able to be transferred to V1 because I know that's a highly requested feature. And the only reason I haven't added it yet is because the way that V1 handles game passes is so bad. It's actually terrible. So, but that is definitely something I aim to do. It's a whacking animation for an empty gun. Yeah, it's cosmetic right now. When is building revamp? No idea. Don't know. It won't be Valentine's update because something like that needs more time. Plus, we have other things for the Valentine's update. Plans for cap on event items? It's already 120. Thought about more ways free-to-play players can get money in illegal/illegal ways. Yeah, despite what it may seem like, I have been definitely pushing more efforts towards free-to-play players. Things like the hot-wired printer is definitely one of those ways. If you don't know, the hot-wired printer is in the criminal team. But honestly, flipping event items is like one of the best ways to make money. And you don't need to have any Game Pass for that. Any way to become a dev on Anomic? No, there isn't. Having 10 cars able to be spawned would be a nightmare. 5 is enough already. Okay, my chat just scrolled up, okay, for no reason. Car modifications like hydraulics, turbo. Yeah, that's those kind of things. That's not happening. The vehicle system would have to be completely revamped for something like that. You see, the problem with quests is like if I add it to the game, that'll be the motive for players. And since the motive for players is just like to get a certain metric, so for instance, sell 25 items to players, that's the only thing that players are gonna strive for instead of just like actual role play / player interaction mechanics and whatnot. Because if you're just chasing sell 25, well, I guess I'm done with that. Go ahead and leave. Right. That's not really that's also not healthy for the game. What are your plans to block tunnel at EFIS? Shrug emoji. Will hyperfar coming ever be patched, and is it allowed? Insurance fraud is also one of the best ways to make money, and it's not bannable. So, how do you get contributor in ANOMIC group? Don't know. I can't really say now because the policy has been ever changing. Current GTA bus model will be replaced with a newer one soon. We are aware of multiple different models from ANOMIC are just direct ripoffs. I think the bus for one, I definitely know the money truck is one of them. If you Google GTA money truck, it's like a 1-by-1 replica. The only difference is the logo. So yeah. Faster lockpick for criminal. Yeah, maybe. How's the duping patch going? Not started yet. I want to get these things out of the way first. It's not just the inventory system. It's how all data is handled. That means plots, that means bank, that means cash, that means playtime, that means, everything. Okay, that's interesting. Of course, cars will be added to the game. Gonna add more towns? Probably not, considering every other town besides Arway and occasionally East Ike is just completely abandoned. Professional wall painting with painting codes. Um, unless you're talking about unless you're talking about one solid color for paintings. I know Roblox has a beta feature where you could like actually draw on images as a player. That's never going to come to Anomic. You can imagine what horrible things people would draw. What's duping is patch? What am I going to do about duped items and duped money? There's nothing I can do. There's no way to roll back duped items because rollbacking would be rollbacking to 2020 when the game was first released, because duping has always been an issue, and there's no way to discern duped items from real items, so that's it. There's nothing else I could do. Quest for Valentine, don't know. Maybe not. Initial plans on remastering cars, because adding more and more cars will get complicated. Like remodeling, there are several cars that are up on the roster. Property taxes, the rent system might be something to look at. I know it's been discussed, and I've discussed it numerous times, but who knows? Let's be real though. Mayor needs a buff. Are all duped items now permanently in the game? They've always been permanently in the game. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh, you just answered. Oh, okay, never mind. See, the economy is fucked. It's always been fucked. Patching duping is not really the saving grace. It's just the barrier to stop new dupes from coming in. It's not going to remove all the already duped items. There's nothing I can do about that. I mean, think about it. You're duplicating an item. There's no way to tell which item is real because you're duplicating it. There'd be a hunger / thirst bar. There is currently a hidden stat called hunger that's been in the game since like 2020. But actually updating it is just a whole nother question in and of itself. Let's see. New name system for cars. Personally, I like the generic name system. And I talked about, fictional names before, but I'm personally in favor of the generic system. because it highlights what the car is and it highlights unique visual differences that the car has. So, like, for instance, the SUVs, you have your SUV, your Dune SUV, your wagon SUV, and they're all visually different. So, but yeah, all cars are based on real life models before 1992. And the ones that aren't, the ones that were made after 1992, will eventually be remodeled to before 1992. That also goes for the weapons as well. And we also have some on the roster for remodeling. We have a lot of remodels coming up within the next couple of months. Thought about a way to track dupers and ban them. That would mostly be cross trading servers because that's like a hub for those kind of people. The thing about giving each item an ID is there's no ID system, right? And well, technically there is, but in Anomic with our resources, there is no way to check if two items have the same ID because there's different servers and we can't really communicate through each server, like inter-server communication. Now, I know people are going to say, well, what about data stores, right? Well, data stores will just increase the amount of time exponentially to like trading and dropping and all of that. It's just not a good solution. MPs will never be added back to the team shop. It's always been an off sale item. Let it stay that way. I agree. Mayor does need some equipment in their team shop. What am I going to buff about Mayor? Just like buffing their core gameplay, like what the Mayor should be able to do in Anomic. I'm not just talking about like, oh, giving them armor, giving them guns, giving them med kits. No, I'm talking about like what the Mayor does as the Mayor, right? So like his list of options and whatnot. We should be expanding upon that. Because right now his options are very small and very limited, and you don't really do anything as mayor except order a bunch of your subordinates around. Your U.S. Marshals, your military. That's another thing I guess you could do call military, but your sheriff, sometimes your SWAT. Basically, the entire government's on your side, but you're not really doing much as the mayor. So giving more power to the mayor that doesn't affect other players in the server too much to the point where it's annoying is the goal of a mayor change. Aspecto Van it literally does not exist in the game. There's no file for it. Although I could go back into old version history, maybe. You can't add a serial number? Well, I just explained, right? Technically, each item already has a serial number. That's how they're stored in the database. But the problem is checking it. Found a dupe glitch? Awesome. Good for you. You deserve a pat on the back, my good friend. Character nickname system from 2020? No. The RP nicknames were always an issue. That's why they were removed. Okay, why am I getting like 10 different messages about like dupe patching via IDs? I explained it like 10 times. Oh, because I'm in message history. Jesus Christ. You people are really just love asking the same questions. Hardstuck Bronze is asking me if I check my DMs. Do you see the amount of mentions I'm having in general chat? Do you think I have time to check for DMs right now? I only saw yours via notification. I don't mean to be mean, but like, there's no way. I'm trying to also check bug report. When I try to sell the new item, it leaves in, like I said, bugs. Send a video, put in bug report. It'll be addressed within today. Today. Nice one, Hero. I just saw that in the ban report. Hero just banned Ass Annihilator 69 for 10,000 days for a bypass name. Awesome. I have no idea what a SD KFZ 2512 what is that? Oh yeah, no. I'm not adding tanks. I already put in one ad weapons or vehicles with weapons mounted on them. That's a tank. What are the current event items for event winners? It's not really an event item. It's just a permanent Tommy gun. Image permanents for event winners when? Ask Zal. Have him do the Discord role perm updates or whatever. When it comes to new reporting system, any new plans you're willing to talk about? I've mostly said it before. I do plan to expand it to like audios and crew images and whatnot. We just need helpers, additional helpers to help with the reports because we already are out of our mind with the quantity of reports just for plots. And even with the 75-hour playtime requirement and the 5-minute and 10-minute debounces or cooldowns on reporting, it's still absurd. Civilian SWAT van, I do not think that's a good idea. Event knife. It was really sketchy with the Christmas hat being an event armor. That's why there's such a heavy debounce on it. I don't think an event knife would be too much better. Schools when you could already make one and then blow it up with the Grand Plan sedan. Yeah, in the building revamp, there'll also be a feature where whitelisted users will be able to delete their own props and whatnot. Any games that ask for collaboration? No. I guess surprisingly, no. I just never heard of games collabing with other Roblox games, really. Low poly doesn't fit a style in Anomic, and bikes would need to just have a completely different vehicle system for that to work. Whitelist deleting items is not a good idea. Deleting your own items that you place as a whitelisted user, sure. Deleting all items, absolutely not. Because the last thing that I want to do is build something and then just have some idiot that I whitelisted 30 minutes ago just delete all of it. Why is there a raid in the Anomic Discord? I don't know. Never ask an admin what happened on October 4th, 2023. Nerf. Nah, despite the 4,000 health points, SWAT van is, I think it's okay as a free item. Maybe a speed nerf, but that's about it. Can whitelisted users paint the plot? I'm not sure. That's a good question. You'd have to check that. Undo feature in building? I don't, maybe. Maybe. Search bar and building menu, again, that's going to be part of the building revamp. Marketplace inside the game. Yeah, that's called the trading system. You're supposed to go up and interact with people. It's amazing that I gotta say touch grass in a Roblox game. In the Roblox game, not outside, just in the game. So you're asking about motorcycles? I just addressed that. Someone please explain to Big Buffalo 20 what I said. Please add some cooldown to general for a bit. Well, Eh, cooldown's already enough. Please make inventory bigger. Absolutely not. I just did. Whitelisted uses players to paint. Painting is an interesting dilemma because it's both like editing existing props. Maybe if it was just only painting props that you place as a whitelisted user, maybe similar to the delete thing. Well, it doesn't matter if it's walls or not. It's going to be any prop. No megaphones. No megaphones. Mayor's claiming money that people will have to pay for owning a plot would be nice. It would not be nice. Maybe as the mayor, it would be nice. Everyone else would hate that change. Taxes and an anarchy town do not go together. Stop explosions from making people's heads stuck in the ground. You just make the head collidable. Yeah, police cars and especially the ones that are like the SSS, USSS SUV, that needs a name change first of all, but they'll be getting some